Hi, man. It's Bronzebird here with another video. Uh, what's really funny is that I go around this week and I'm starting to see a lot of different things where there's involved a lot of shootings, a lot of killings, a so-called black woman that's been killed. Uh, this case about Christopher Darnell Jones, which I'll be going over today, and also about the young brother that basically killed himself as a Walmart manager in Virginia. Now, a lot of these situations that happens, some may think that this may challenge the gun control laws in a particular state and how they're going to strengthen it. About how we know in America, there's still a lot of places that allow for an open carry state. Of course, you need a license. Of course, you need all these different things, but that's not the point of what I wanted to have about this conversation today with the young brother by the name of Christopher Darnell Jones. Now, upon doing investigations about this young boy, it seems as if there was a lot of mental issues that this man was going through, in which the motivation for his crime was the fact that he felt like he was being bullied by the football players. But it seems as if when I covered the story, they're still sitting up there saying that there was a mysterious reason why he decided to shoot those three men at the college, at the university. But upon doing research, he also had prior convictions, prior criminal records. So I'm gonna go over this article with you guys. I'm gonna give my opinion about what is it that I think about the situation. Before I begin, make sure you like and subscribe. So the first article I go over here is basically, these different things happening and stuff like that, right? So let's just read it together. The suspect charged in connection to a deadly shooting at the University of Virginia has been transferred and is scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow morning. Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. was accused of killing three people and injuring two others in a shooting at the UVA and taken into custody at Henrico County nearly 12 hours after the tragic incident. Authorities confirmed that with 8 News that Jones had been transferred from Henrico Jail and is now being held in Albemarle, Charlottesville Regional Jail. According to the Virginia Judiciary Online Database, Jones is scheduled for a bond hearing at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, November 16. The Albemarle Commonwealth's Attorney Office confirmed with 8 News that Jones would be appearing by video link. It was originally believed that he would be arraigned in Albemarle County on Tuesday morning. However, the Albemarle General District Court clerk's office said that the court had not received the warrant paperwork from Henrico County General District Court. Albemarle Court said they would not schedule the hearing until the documentation had been received. They said if the paperwork was received today, the arraignment hearing could happen tomorrow as it has been scheduled. But this is just a little bit of the background of what it is, and so I'm going to get into the other articles soon. This is just mainly trying to give over the idea of when he's going to be arraigned for the charges. But let's really go over what really happened with this guy. So it says alleged UVA shooter had 2 suspended jail sentences before campus shootings. Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. was on probation for a prior hit and run crash at the time of the UVA shooting. Now he's charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder. And something would have told me that this is definitely premeditated murder. But we have to go into this because there was a reason why he wanted to target those 3 guys that was in the school. So Chesterfield County, Virginia, UVA student Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. is facing multiple charges, including second-degree murder after he allegedly shot and killed 3 football players and injured 2 other students on a charter bus after a clash field trip to DC Sunday night. He'll make his first court appearance Wednesday morning. And this is a funny thing about it. The prior convictions, like I said, but according to court documents and local law enforcement, it won't be the first brush with the law. In August 2020, Jones failed to stop at the scene of a Petersburg, Virginia car crash, causing more than $1,000 in damage, according to court documents. He was arrested on felony charges in February 2021 by Chesterfield County, Virginia police during a traffic stop. And what that was going on, he had found a gun in his car. It was said that he found a gun in his car and that he already had the record because he failed to stop at the scene of an accident. On February 22nd, 2021, in the area of Bussau Street and 3rd Avenue, officers stopped a vehicle because its registrations did not come back on file. Chesterfield County Police spokesperson Elizabeth Caroon, during the stop, the driver of the vehicle, Christopher D. Jones, was found to be in possession of a concealed handgun without a permit. He was also found to be wanted on 2 outstanding charges from Petersburg. Jones was taken into custody for the 2 outstanding warrants and charged with misdemeanor carrying a concealed weapon without a permit, first offense. Now, check this out. This is the father of Christopher Darnell Jones, which I kind of just want to get into hearing what this man has to say in terms of what's happening. So, fair use.
Tonight, we're hearing from the father of the accused shooter. He is apologizing on behalf of his son. Adam Longo is here to bring us that part of the story. What did he say, Ads?
So, Leslie, this is an interview that we just got into our newsroom within the past couple of hours from our CBS sister station in Richmond. An apologetic father trying to understand why his son would gun down 3 people.
Because I couldn't believe it was my son.
Chris Jones Sr. got the call from police very early Monday morning.
What happened? What happened? Why did it have to get this far? He could have called me.
Chris Sr. thought back to the last time he saw Chris Jr. about a month ago. He came home to do some laundry.
He was real paranoid when I talked to him about something. He wouldn't tell me everything.
He eventually got Chris Jr. to open up a little bit.
So people was picking on him or whatever. He didn't know how to handle it. I just told him, just go to school. Don't pay him no mind. Do what you got to do. Come on, you only had 1 more year.
Chris Jr. had come a long way.
You see, me and his mother were separated when he was 5. That was out of his life for 11 years.
He had bounced around different schools in the Richmond area before his senior year at Petersburg High School, where he was MVP of the football team, a member of the National Honor Society, and graduated 5th in his class with a 4.2 GPA. Though a 2018 newspaper story described him as somebody involved in fights at school that led to suspensions, his father struggled for the right words.
My hearts go out to their family. I don't know what to say, except I'm sorry on his behalf, and I apologize.
Chris Jones Jr. won a scholarship in his senior year of high school, put up by a Richmond area nonprofit and the Richmond Times-Dispatch newspaper, who did a profile piece on him in 2018. He talked about getting teased by other students for his academic prowess. Now, Jones last played football for UVA in 2018, but did not appear in any of the games.
So moving along with the story, 2 months later, Jones failed to appear in court. In June 2021, Jones was found guilty, paid a $100 fine, and received a 12-month suspended jail sentence. He was given another 12-month suspended jail sentence for the felony failure to stop at an accident. In September, UVA's Office of Student Affairs reviewed a potential hazing issue involving Jones. UVA officials said they discovered a prior gun conviction during their internal investigation of the hazing incident. The university said Jones was required to inform it about his conviction, but did not. According to Virginia law, Jones needed no permit to own or carry a firearm in Virginia. Permits are required for concealed carry. However, guns are forbidden anywhere on the UVA campus. The university has taken appropriate administrative charges through the University Judiciary Council, and that matter is still pending adjudication. UVA Police Chief Tim Logo said. And here's my thing on it. It is a very sad case of not particularly the so-called black man. You know, you hear a lot in these spaces or these places where they say the educated lame, the so-called black man who is self-righteous, focuses on his work and academics, that he gets shunned by other students because of how smart he is. And I think it's a beautiful thing that he walks around with a 4.2 GPA. but the circumstances of what he had to go through made me think about why he decided to take his actions and why he started to take his frustrations out on those three young men during the charter trip from DC on a bus. It's also been said it was so bad that he actually shot one of the students that was actually sleeping. This is my thing. To the father, I think one of the type of things that we have to understand the dynamics of being a father and a mother when taking care of a child. If you guys are separated, it's still very important to be involved in a child's life or be able to still communicate with the child to see how everything is. I mean, I can't speak on it directly, but I would definitely understand. And I think this should be an understandable point about what's going on, especially with this case with Christopher Darnell Jones to be a lightning an inspiration of just being able to communicate with your child because you don't know how your child is taking the separation between you and your partner. You don't know how your child is dealing with day-to-day life. Maybe it may not affect them to the way you think, but they could still be affected by it. And the thing about it is, it is a rough upbringing when you go to school and you feel like, no one's hearing you or you're getting dissed by girls or getting dissed by guys as a student because you're smart or you're nerdish or you're this, you're that. There's a lot of inner workings that this young boy, Christopher Darnell Jones, needed to go through. And it's sad that he has to throw his life away because he had a disagreement with students in school, the hazing and all these different things. The reason he purchased a gun is because he didn't know how to do parental advisory, know how to talk things out when he feels angry, when he's getting dissed by these fellow students. He didn't know how to do it. And so he felt as if he got a gun, it's a way to shut them up, but not knowing the fact of the matter that it would be a fatal way to shut them up. This is my thing. It is very, very, very salient for parents to communicate with their children when things like this happen. I'm not saying the father didn't need to do what he had to do or try to get his son to, better understand what was going on. But I will say this to the father or other fathers that's out there when they're dealing with a child such as this one, especially as a so-called Black boy. What I will advise is never try to sweep things like these issues under the rug. When it comes to paranoia, when it comes to your child not being as responsive if they have an issue at school. I think it's very important to have a sit down conversation with your child and take them out or figure out a way that they could, be heard or be able to have a sit down conversation. I'm not saying that it's going to work 100% of the time, but there needs to be a way of getting through to the child that they have a support system, that whatever they're going through in school, they can have the open availability to talk about it and figure out a way of communicating with the authorities or communicating with whoever it is in the school and say, hey, I want to look for a therapy session for my son or look for something to help out my son while he's going to school because he's not feeling welcome here. And, because that's the thing. A lot of these children don't know that they have resources. They don't know that there's these different places out here that can help them with whatever it is they're going through. And to be like, I don't enjoy this, or to have a meeting or have a conversation with those that's hazing him so that situations like this could be avoided. Because this now streams into not only this is him taking his frustrations out from this particular situation, this is years of bouncing from different schools to different schools and not feeling like you're awkward and feeling like, I'm not heard and, being looked down upon because of who you are. And, it's just one of those sort of things that really needs to be talked about in terms of this case, because something tells me that this child was mentally disturbed. Mentally disturbed because he felt a lot inside that he wasn't able to get out. He wasn't able to really talk about it, or there was just an avoidant conversation when it came to his parents about things that he's dealing with. And that's the dangerous thing that any parent can do to their child. Not saying that the father did it, but I will say that it's a very dangerous thing if you don't take the time, or you're usually not really paying attention, or you give it a shrug on the shoulder when your child is going through something such as hazing or being bullied by another student. Just something to think about. Otherwise than that, give me your thoughts in the comment section. And remember to like and subscribe. Peace.